qualifiers of Mystery Gamers March Monthly, so they're going way back here. I don't know what this is about. Is, you know, some people saying, is Cloud9 saving strats? What's up with that? And now I'm looking at this like, well, this isn't what they normally play. I mean, to be fair, if you look in the split history of C9, yeah, the Sky's been there across the board. I mean, certainly for the entire challenges, it's been Zeta on Sky, and now he's gone back to Breach, and Zeta Breach is kind of what he originally was playing on the team for quite some time before he moved over to Sova and move over to Sky as part of that kind of info position. So this is going to be, like I said, a bit more old school Cloud9.
We'll see how antiquated this composition will be, though. Defensively, some pressure being established through B main, but it's just to get an alarm bot down. They'll back up, happy with that position, and now have to respond to Sentinels through the middle of the map. They have been perfect so far when it comes to pistols, 4 for 4. So definitely something to keep in the back of their mind, and Shazam is maybe thinking about working with 10s over through ropes. The spike is leaning towards B tower. The sentry turret will see this. And Cloud9 are still happy with their 3-2 split for now, largely just kind of hugging on to both spike sites.
There's the ball coming up, and Mitch beats the timing. He just goes over, peeks through the nebula, takes down Sick, and also the spike being revealed. Meanwhile, 10's had control over towards Robs, needs to win this 1v1 versus Boys. Really important. Gravity Wall tries to lock him up, but there comes a dash and leaf on the other end, gets the double, and this should be the round now for Cloud9. Just the one alive. Dapper can't get it done. With 4 up for C9, Pistol finally goes their way 3 maps deep in the grand final.
That's a hell of a time to get one, though, I'll tell you that much. And doing it pretty convincingly, so good stuff here from Cloud9 Blue. And I think it's going to be really interesting to keep our eye on what the defensive setup is going to be. You're seeing that Cloud9 Blue through their tournament so far. They love to kind of play aggressively through the outsides of the map. This time, it's that early alarm bot pressure that they're trying to set up at B, which will allow them a chance to respond to that B hit a little bit later than you would normally like to. And when you've got that little timing play that you mentioned over through the wall, that will obviously help as well. So great stuff there for Cloud9 Blue. This time the alarm bot sent middle, and Sentinels who are here will likely have no problem deleting this.
It's also, by the way, C9 trying to get some early eyes over towards B garage. You still do have Floppy over there. Just once the smoke fades, could be contact. Zom's also very deep into the cubby. We'll get rid of the Nano Swarm. Might be able to get Hunter though. There's a few players from Sentinels there. I don't think Mitch is going to get too aggressive there. Mitch will just hold the angle.
Floppy, meanwhile, pressure through B main. Good for both. That's the spike carrier also down. Cloud9's defense looking very calm and composed through these first couple of rounds. 10's and Shazam, the last 2 players left. Nano Swarm just to keep any play through male honest. There also is the sentry turret right around the corner. Mitch also using it as a bit of a bodyguard. Opportunity maybe to move forward, able to respond to one. Not gonna grab 10's though, so there's still play available. But here comes Boys from behind. Right over the top, the judge will finish the deal, and that'll be Cloud9 Blue with the first 2 rounds.
As C9 winning over towards B main and also in B tower, so Floppy holds on. There was 3 players in front of him. Gets the kill. And Mitch as well. Sorry, Mitch is who I was talking about in heaven, but yeah, Floppy over towards B main. They both get kills is really what I'm saying, and Cloud9 win both areas of that map, and they don't allow Sentinels to walk their way onto B at all, but that was the save. Now comes the actual buy, 5 rifles. No wall for Sick though. That's the only missing piece of the puzzle here for Sentinels, as you did see Sentinels kind of buy into upgraded pistols and that previous round, so not going to have all the utility available.
Aggression coming through here from Boys with the judge. He does find one, but the response is decent from Sentinels. Not good enough for the full trade, as Leaf is able to create some space. Make sure that save stays safe by the paint shells to come over the top, and he will back away and allow Cloud9 Blue to be up 4-3 off of the aggression through mid.
Changing the pacing here for Cloud9, keeping Sentinels on their toes, and will come out of that trade effectively. Just the 1-2, and here comes Zeta. A good flash will be excellent. Has the shoulder spotted. Zeta knows he's in trouble, so any util being spent? No, he's actually out of util, my bad. He doesn't even have a flash anymore. That's a bit upsetting. Alt line's available now, though.
Spike rotating over towards top ropes. Yep, there's the picture. Alarm bot's there, but Mitch still gets turned down by Dapper. So now all of a sudden, Sentinels have an avenue to work with. Rotating quickly as Cloud9 to get through screens, but Zeta gets red, but not well enough apparently, as he does still find elimination. Leaf up top, able to find one more, and it comes down to Dapper at 8 HP. Long range, finds the first. But how do you get the other two is the question. He's going to reposition. Try to use the spike placement off of how he can maybe clutch this. Dirt cover going to make life difficult. Leaf also watching this, finds their third elimination, and Cloud9 Blue win the third. A huge advantage for them early defensively on split.
Yep, and comes through from the early mid aggression as well that goes their way. Again, a 1-2 trade where they only lost the one member. Forcing a 4v3, defending B successfully, shifting over towards A, and eventually being able to take things into their hands. But more importantly, when you really look at how Cloud9 have been so far in this series, they've been the team that have not only lost the pistols, but they've been 0-3 in the first 3 rounds as well. That's happened both on Vine, it's also happened on Haven, but now kind of tables have turned. They get to take the first 3 rounds, including, getting rid of Sentinels' guns. So that really makes the Cloud9 economy much more healthy than we've seen over the last 2 maps, honestly speaking. So full guns available for Cloud9, upgraded pistol for Sentinels, one SMG for Zombs.
Boys looking to get aggressive off the alarm bot. Trigger does not dash away successfully, but doesn't need to. Finds 3. Zeta will grab the 4th, and, well, you want to talk about maybe flick of the day. That is an impressive triple coming through from Poise.
It looked like he messed it up. It looked like he was trying to dash away, and he completely messed up.
He absolutely missed the dash, yeah.
Might as well just go for the frags. He has to kind of do it, so boom. And then that third kill on the 10s was crazy. Through the wall as well, so yeah, that's my contention for a potential flick of the day right there. C9, 4 up now. That's number 5 is what we're talking about. Those Sentinels have guns again. Cloud9 get number 5. They're on their way. Their snowball momentum will be very difficult for Sentinels to stop at that stage.
That's just so good.
Cage triggered.
Regardless, around that, you would have expected Cloud9 Blue to win. Maybe not in that style. So a big round coming forward here for Sentinels. They do have an operator online for Shazam. Boy's going to change his angle. Instead of playing aggressively through middle, he'll hold a passive corner just on top of A. And how about this rotation coming through? Because the first blood coming over towards B might force Sentinels in this middle of the map to really consider what they want to do, because you've got Dapper up top, but he's been read by Leaf, so now all of a sudden he's a little bit trapped.
So they had A Heaven control. They're actually into vents now, rotating back over. 10's in a position in Heaven, but contact will be found down bottom, and Floppy wins another 1 versus 1. The reason Sick dies, by the way, is that you see the smoke on the mini-map. It was there over towards B main. Floppy uses that where he just gets the perfect timing on the smoke, and now the rest of Sentinels trying to get through towards B, trying to rotate, and they're completely shut down. Shazam with the operator. I mean, there's still 35 seconds, so it's not even like he can freely save it just yet. His positioning has been revealed, and he's got to hold on for dear life.
Not going to be allowed to. You saw Cloud9 as soon as they recognized where he was. Everyone charging forward, looking for the cleanup kill. And it's successful. Cloud9 up 5-0. And man, all of our storylines have just been backwards today, Admiral. We've been talking about how Sentinels have been looking so good on split. They're showing vulnerabilities to this like antiquated composition from Cloud9. It's just been kind of a weird day.
That's the thing, right? Cloud9 come through with a comp that they haven't played for a while. And not one you'd expect. You thought this was going to be like the Zeta Sky, Mitch on Sage, all of that kind of good stuff. They're going to bring through, an old comp, and suddenly they're 5-0 up, about to be 6-0 up, because Sentinels haven't been able to win either of their gun rounds. Way straight into the blaze from. He knows there's aggression coming towards him. We'll find contact in just a minute. It's all of Sentinels in front, but there's a lot of Cloud9 that have arrived.
Patience with the knives, not going to connect. Leaf, not exactly the greatest, but it's Poise with the shorty. He's going to grab 3 with it. Are you kidding? What can't this guy do?
Like Yoru. No, his Yori was fine, I'll be honest. The Yori was kind of creative, it just wasn't a great comp. But this comp is, it's actually working out. So I don't know, like, you can't even say, like, oh, Cloud9. If Cloud9 are saving strategy, they're winning while doing that. So that's a double whammy. And the fact that Poise popped the Blaze Storm, but then gets 3 kills, he's already halfway back towards the Blaze Storm. So it's like, not even that expensive of an ultimate for him to use. Flawless coming through, 6 rounds in a row. This is for Sentinels to make any sort of damage done on this first half. Sentinels got to pick up this round, and they got to do more with it as well. They got to convert that into further rounds. Shazam with the operator, looking to challenge. We'll be pushing up over towards B. Won't see anything. Poise on the other hand doesn't get the shot into 10s.
Now aggression. Dismiss comes forward, checks so much information. The neural theft also allowed to come out. Now the peak. Sentry turret denied, but Mitch still able to double up. Meanwhile, over towards B, Sick does find one elimination, but Mitch working on his third collects. Spike down still in market. Keep that in the back of your mind. And Cloud9 are going to safely play the backside of their spawn. Timing, good for Mitch, working on the ace. It's just Shazam with an operator playing from the low ground.
Seen this before.
Yep, we sure have. Just comes down to the timing overall. Mitch, not going to give him an angle as of yet. Shazam, the one required to make the play, comes up the ramps, and it's an ace from Mitch.
And an operator recovered as well for Poise, so even a little bit of extra in the bank for Cloud9. There's even an opportunity, by the way, where we're potentially waiting for Sick to get a res. And Sick goes down to Mitch, so, and this is what I'm talking about right here, just finds the timing, swings by, that's 4th kill. If Sick was able to, you know, kill Mitch, find a res, there's a situation for Sentinels to turn that round around. But as we're 7 down, I mean, this is going to go 8 rounds down, isn't it? So,
yeah,
Cloud9, I don't know what's going on, but we've moved to split, where Sentinels have been pretty good on this map, but right now it's not looking that way. However, Sentinels have been a defensive-sided team, so we're going to have to see what happens on that side. This attack has been pretty awful, though.
Similar stack down the middle of the map. There is an alarm bot, but it's placed a little bit more passively into Mail itself, which now it's triggered. Defense will start to rotate accordingly. It's Poise who's quick to get here to maybe try to help out Mitch. Lockdown available as well. Just keep that in the back of your mind if things do get dicey. Sentinel stacking. Here comes the first play. The Leer a little bit too late. Cloudburst will not really do too much as Poise tries to move forward. Still with the shorty, but it's Sick. Puts him down. Barrier orb trying to be placed. Mitch finds a second. Not going to get a third as Dapper is there for just enough assistance.
Not sure why Poise wants to get that aggressive. You know, is he just overconfident there? It does kind of cost him lives. Cost him Mitch as well. I mean, that's a lockdown gun. That's like a lot of your ultimates gone, unfortunately. And for Sentinels, yeah, they can't get a res, but the 3v2 is still good. Zeta doesn't quite have his ultimate online. No, Rolling Thunder has at least got a couple of flashes. One has been burnt. Gets Leaf onto site. Second one now burn as well. Leaf needs to get a couple of kills. Close by a member. It's going to be Dapper. Through the wall, maybe? Not quite. We'll get the kills anyway. C9 Leaf has managed to put himself into a 1 versus 1 against Shazam. 12 HP. Shazam on full. Shazam only needs 1 shot, and for Leaf,
he doesn't think it.
time working against him.
Shazam is completely concealed. He has not been a part of any of these fights. Leaf thinks that he's up top. Oh my goodness, the patience from Shazam pays off in a major way. Leaf working on that 1v3, never reloads the weapon, and as mentioned, just cut down to too low of an health pill that Sentinels will eventually take advantage of, getting on the board for the first time, and they do it in thrifty fashion. Good stuff there to try to give themselves at least a look at some offensive rounds in this half.
I mean, something recovered here. Again, expecting Cloud9 to take the lion's share of the rounds, which, you know, technically they have. 7 means they've pretty much won it. Sentinels just picking up the scraps. Sentinels, you're kind of hoping for, you know, I'll say the same thing I said to Cloud9 on Blind, which is a 4 and 8 would be a bit of a decent recovery for Sentinels here. There's that opportunity. Zeta looking for an aggressive supporting play in mid. If they can find the right timing for this Rolling Thunder and then having Poise dash out, that would be exactly what they're looking for.
They were waiting for the alarm bot to come through first, but there was only 1 player forward, so now the aggression coming out. It's still being forced, like a round peg in a square hole, and Tens will punish. Finds himself 2. There's the 3rd, and I believe they still know that Zeta's nearby as well. The resurrection comes through. Sick is able to convert as soon as he puts the hands down for the res to find the 4th elimination, leaving things down to Leaf. Nothing for him to do. You see exactly what Cloud9 was setting up for, but the problem was this time Sentinels triggered the alarm bot with just 1 player forward, and it was Shazam. He immediately dashes away.
And honestly, if you're Cloud9, you just got to cut your losses here. You know you failed the timing. There's war coming up as well. You kind of have to leave, but they still want to challenge Tens. The Rolling Thunder gets put in there, but, you know, like you said, because only 1 player triggered the alarm bot, the timing is just completely whack. Floppy and Poise are trying to walk up, they're trying to run up to try and catch up to all the exiting players of Sentinels, but they're gone. They're into Rama, they're into sewers. You can't catch them at that stage. So for Cloud9, push Sentinels away from mid and then just hold the angles or just keep control. But to push forward after that, you're going to feed in.
Here.
Oh, Sick is going to hear this push through. finds the first, needs to get the second, and does. Dapper, meanwhile, off screen. He's playing a solo mission topside A. He was able to find another Elin, but Leaf and Zeta are responding back beautifully to allow the defense maybe a chance at stabilizing, but as Shazam will be the victor of B main, it leaves Leaf again in a clutch up situation. 1v3, dropping down from ropes, and he's tagged up so heavily. No chance there. And now all of a sudden, Sentinels building some momentum, and they've done this largely without having to use any ultimates whatsoever. They've got so many tools in the shed to use for the job.
And Leaf, his out there would have been to get one kill from Heaven, get the showstopper, convert into a second, and then find a 1v1 to finish things off with. And ideally doing that before a plant can come on through. But aside from that, you're not really expecting too much. Leaf would have to win a straight up 1v2 as he drops out of Heaven, which is not going to happen. And this is where, you know, Sentinels, great control outside of being main, Sick picking up all the most and getting away with his life. Now picking up a decent amount of momentum where, you know, Sentinels for a while didn't have a single round. It was 7-0 for Cloud9, and now the last three have certainly gone the way of Sentinels. Sentinels get at least 4 again. I think the target once more is definitely a 4-8.
If they win this next round, there's possibility for 5-7. That would be a heck of a recovery to get 5 rounds essentially in a row. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but Shazam, first blood, also sees Floppy. Thought for a second he was going to still have the angle locked in, even though he was smoked up, and it's Sick who gets the traditional way. So a 5v3 situation, Cloud9 going to be forced to retake, and they want to start maybe going quickly. H-Shells comes through, but the slow orb will push everything back 10s, considering where exactly they want to plant the spike. And as the neural depth comes out, spike simultaneously gets planted down low. Leaf trying to come on through, double blast pack play, but the barrier orb will deny. Zoms up top with 10s, working this on a crossfire, and they flawlessly execute, they flawlessly hold. And now 5 is looking much more likely for Sentinels.
Yeah, I mean, Shazam showing a lot of patience there, waiting for Mitch to cross over, gets the operator shot, wall comes up from second. They'll get the cleanup and the floppy as well, so they have full control over towards B. Cloudburst coming in just in time to block out Lee from entering onto site, and with the Neural Theft in play, they know all 3 of Cloud9 are currently in Alex, so there's nothing to worry about in Heaven, which means Zoms can take that position and does get a kill from there. But their entire B setup after opening up the site ends up being flawless from Sentinels, giving them a flawless round, not losing a single player there.
Shazam early peek to top side A, not going to see anything. Neither will he over the top of the cyber cage to A ramp. So the knives will be a secondary option to what will likely just be the operator for most of this round, you would feel. And patience coming across largely from both sides. The only exception is Cloud9 once again have pushed up into B main.
This time no one from Sentinels is going to be there to address them. Late spike rotation. Thinking about Sick maybe taking that one through. Is he going to go mid or not? Because mid is not clear, so yeah, he's going to have to go through spawn. So first part of this round been pretty quiet. There's a lot of utility on A, but not so much players. I mean, no one aggressively, no one in ramps. So far, it's just Mitch playing all the way back in towards spawn, not even at screens yet. The other player that's closest, Poise and Vents. So as soon as his turret is gone, this is where the nanoswarms need to delay, allow Cloud9 to get a rotation in. Sentinels otherwise have pretty much got the site.
And Shazam is responsible for screens. Everybody else is going to be just pushing on forward. Mitch will reveal his position. Barrier orb will shut him down. Lockdown very quickly coming through. This will stall the spike for being planted. You see Sentinel scurrying away, but no, Sick is going to hold this for the plan. He will likely be detained afterwards, so help is going to be here, or need to be here rather, for Sentinels. But the fault line actually is going to delay a lot of players from being able to retrain their aim forward. 10s in the Empress, shut down. 2-for-2 exchange. Up top now. Leaf good for a second. Zom's the next one up on the high ground. Shazam's still sniping, but that's down low. And he actually gets the pistol out to find another elimination, but now it's down to Zoms. And not going to be able to get the angle. Leaf was holding it largely all the way through. So an 8-4 half favoring Cloud9's defense.
Yeah, massive from Leaf coming through as well, especially getting the 2 frags. But that lockdown opens up the defensive retake entirely. As you notice there, Sick, he decides to go for the stick and will get the plant through. But the only place he can go to stay safe from the lockdown is into the corner of the site itself, where it got pinged out. I mean, you know, if you're C9, that's probably where a player, at least one player, is going to be. So essentially, at that stage, 6 life is forfeit. The rest of the players from Sentinels, after completely clearing from sight, have to kind of find angles again. They may be They're all the way in towards, you know, sewer exit. So Cloud9, great recovery to stop the momentum of Sentinels, make sure Sentinels don't pick up 5, 4, and 8. Like I said, that's where it was in terms of target for Sentinels has been found, and now looking towards the Sentinels defense.
And a Sentinels defense that wins on average 67% of their defensive rounds. Not bad overall. And you're going to get Cloud9 doing their due diligence, clearing out B main. No cameras will persist. Boombot will be the first one forward. Dapper has been seen. He's also been tagged up a touch. And the spike is a part of this play, so this very well could be an opportunity to move forward. The paint shells again connect so heavily. Tens is completely flashed up at the gravity well. Will give him a chance to respond. Also the Devourer coming through to get him back to near full health pool, but still Cloud9 on their way forward. It's Sick for 3 in the corner. Mitch trying to keep the play alive, but not going to be allowed. Sick finds 4. That's another pistol for Sentinels.
And the only reason he doesn't get the ace is because Dapper already got a kill off the back of a gravity well assist, and that's why I'm saying watch the start, because yeah, it's going to be C9 trying to get aggressive over towards B main, but they're all feeding directly into what is going to be a slow down engage, because the gravity well will always at least either get you a kill or slow down the hit entirely. That's going to give time for Sentinels to get the rotations in there, and Sick in the perfect position from heaven collects 3 into a 4th, and now it's 4 out of 7 for a res. We're going to get a fast res timing here potentially.
Yeah. That could be so important, especially if it's earned by the 3rd round. We'll see. A lot would have to happen still for that to occur. Still 3 ticks away for it, but Sick in takeover mode. Sees some good information. Slow orb will go down. He'll alleviate the sight. 10's now peeking forward. Will go 1 for 1, but Sick falling doesn't make a difference. It's Dapper through Mail, finding 3, running and gunning. And Cloud9 shut down immediately through mid-map.
Vents is a death trap as well, so Sentinels definitely making the comeback happen now, or at least starting to. 2 rounds going their way, 6 and 8. Important gun round for Cloud9 though. So that is 5 out of 6 pistols going the way of Sentinels. The 1 found by Cloud9 earlier on this map. They recover on this gun round though, because you see Cloud9 win this gun, they go towards 9. Sentinels get their own gun round. Tens won't have enough to buy this, and Tens is maybe in a bad spot if he goes down. He's only at 200, so Bank not the most impressive for Sentinels, even though this is meant to be a bonus.
Cloud9 taking their time, grabbing an orb, backing away. Not a lot of focus through mid-map. You see the barrier orb already placed, as very regularly it seems to be. Cloud9 want to open up at least some consideration that a play through mid is a possibility into the minds of Sentinels defense. But the spike making its way over to the long crossover towards A means that Shazam is the first defensive point of contact here. Nebula currently is taking at least some of that sight line away. Zom's a part of this. Here comes the timing. Nobody even looks at Shazam. Finds first blood. Has the cloud burst to stay safe. Now it's down to Zom to try to hold.
Voice is deep though, and this is where Sick drops down. They don't spot him. They don't spot anybody. Sentinels have gotten all these kills for free. There's not been a single response. Finally, Zeta gets Shazam down at least to make things more competitive, but it's only Mitch alive. And a multi-frag for Sick, who will now have a res. Could even pop one onto Shazam. Probably won't need to. As it'll just be the token kill coming through from Mitch. Goes down. And that is going to be Cloud9 not getting a single round this half so far. Sentinels with 3 in a row.
Oh boy. Things starting to really awaken in the Sentinels camp. A lot of tools available. Weapon advantage now in a major way to try to get things squared up at 8. Cloud9, what is going to be the pistol upgrade play here on this eco? For a team that, I've still categorized as largely playing aggressive throughout their upper bracket run, they have been tempered and slowed a lot by Sentinels through these first 3 maps.
Done well with Sheriffs in the past, and right now it's only Mitch on the Sheriffs. Leaf goes down very quickly. And a free heal up for Sick as well, so it's not even like the damage amounts to too much at the end of the day. Wall's not even broken, finally has. Cloud9 need to look for some sort of opening here. You can see that Poise doesn't even care about really checking. He'll just dive through directly into vents and could opening that up because Floppy survived so far. He has ramp. Poise goes down though, so that's that play done.
Oh, Zoms. One more shot and Floppy would be fine. There you go. Able to lock it up, no problem. Zeta for a 1v5 situation with a Frenzy. And as he deletes the trap wire, Spy cam will tag him.
Getting tagged by everything.
Yeah. And while Sentinels will swarm, really for Zeta, you're just hoping for anything. Not going to find a single kill. Flawless for Sentinels. And all of a sudden, we're tied right back up at 8 again.
Really important flawless as well, because you want to make sure you maintain the guns, especially Shazam's operator. So there it is. Plenty of money for the side of Sentinels. You would expect that with 4 rounds in a row. And here is where Cloud9, the real test begins, because this is the one that puts Cloud9 either in the lead again at 9 and 8, or will give the lead over to Sentinels. It'll also be Sentinels 5 in a row. And if you actually think about the round summary so far, remember, Cloud9 got themselves 7 rounds in a row on their first half of this map, and currently Sentinels are on the way.
Low first blood is going to be good. Tens has pushed forward with the slow orb, but he doesn't know which way to check, and Mitch will find the kill for free. Rolling Thunder was also spent. Zom's in a heap of trouble. Still finds the elimination. Second one up, takes care of Poise. How have you done that? And look at the rest of the C9 members. They're still coming over through sewer, so a resurrection's in play. Zom's nearly good for a third. And now Dapper's in a position to try to convert. Zeta does win the opportunity to plant as Floppy finds 2 from ramps. So we go back to a 2v3 situation. Sick, even though his fault line still finds a kill. Shazam gets a read. The lockdown, though, in play. Already halfway to fuse. Looking for the full stick. Sick will clutch things up.
No way.
How in the world?
No way. That's that's incredible from Sentinels and highly upsetting for Cloud9, because that final lockdown could have been it, should have been it, but Zom's pulling through. You feel bad for Zeta, by the way, because all of the stuns he lands a stun, I think via the Rolling Thunder onto Zoms, doesn't make a difference. You see him land another stun onto Sick, doesn't make a difference. Everyone's still getting kills while stunned up, and then finally Sick on through to give Sentinels a 9. Like, what is going on this round?
Get out of my way!
Sentinels, man, it's just the story in the maps and the story of their roster through stage 2 has been, you could just never count them out. They might find themselves down, but there's always a way they find a way to fight back. So now Cloud9 in a weird situation. They do have blades up. They've got a Spectre and a Phantom to work with for Zeta and Floppy respectively, and that means that, well, we've seen some incredible things from Leaf on the Sheriff. There is still kill potential, but a huge advantage once more for Sentinels on the defense.
I mean, I do believe in the thrifty wins, because we've seen plenty of them for both teams, especially from Cloud9, though, to be fair. And Poise does have knives out for the Jet Blade Storm, which is always very important. Here we go, Empress, Tens, notice coming up. 45v4 though. Mitch has been dropped down. Tens needs to reset, will finally get that one, but at the cost of Dapper. Sens with a couple. Tens are all 10s, what I'm trying to say. Just down to the one now. Poise with the knives, has to go up against the Empress, and Tens is looking fine.
Oh, but he gets the reset. There's an opportunity still. Full HP, full armor. Cloudburst allows him to get the spike. And he just barely escapes. Not a lot of time remaining. Oh, gonna get a chance. Does tag up Tens just slightly. But this is gonna have to be a B commit. There's not enough time for him to get all the way back over towards A, and the high ground will be the next obstacle. And Sick makes use of it. Just a little play with elevation off the box. Sentinels. Oh, they're really stringing them together here. 10-8. Not a single round for Cloud9 yet on their offense.
Sentinel started on 4. They started on 4 rounds after that first half, and now they got 6 in a row, and this is what I'm talking about here with Tens, you know, that first kill, very important to get the ball rolling for the Empress. 3 kills overall. Poise in a really rough spot. Has to clear so much. Has only 20 seconds to plant, and Sentinels will just allow him in. So, yeah, I mean, this entire defense, both teams have been really phenomenal on the defense. And this is why I said in that first half, by the way, you're sitting there, you're looking at Sentinels, they're 4 and 8, and then I say, yeah, but Sentinels have that second half, and this is why I said it's, look at this, they're 6 in a row. They are going to drop a member early. So we'll see if that ends up helping the side of Cloud9. Possible contact here. Leaf doesn't quite get boosted up. Has the time with the second with a headshot.
Yeah, good help to get the barrier orb down before it fortifies as well, because there would have been maybe an exit for Sick, but not allowed. Floppy going to be able to use From the Shadows to get onto site. After putting a cyber cage, he's going to have to play his life through main, but he's going to be completely overwhelmed. 5v2 situation. Cloud9 looking really clean. And it started with the first blood with Zeta, who survived with 8 HP through B main. Now Mitch gets the spike down. What do you do here for Sentinels for this retake?
I mean, the Cosmic Divide is actually probably not going to help just because the entire site is covered with Cloud9. Zoms are taking a bit of heat as well. Shazam wants to hold on to the operator, and it looks like they will just exit or look for the exit. Zoms could get a couple here, depending on where Cloud9 want to go. But 2 versus 5, Sentinels won't do it, so Cloud9 are finally back on the board. They'll finally get a round and a half. We'll make it 9 and 10, just the one difference between the two teams.
Zoms making this punishing, though. Gonna continue to play forward. Plenty of cash to work with. Sees Floppy, sees Mitch, but the headshots will not connect. So, backing on up to the vendor spawn. He'll stay safe. Operator will stay safe. But Cloud9 make it back to just a one-round game.
I think it's important for Cloud9 to break the silence here because we were nearly at the stage where it was going to be a 7-0 in the second half for Sentinels, which, as has been spoken, would match the 7-0 start that Cloud9 have, and that's where, you know, you really have to think back. How do we get from that 7-0 start from Cloud9 into a 10-9 situation? Really, if you're looking from the Sentinels POV, that's an insane comeback. Cloud9 now, again, breaking that silence, giving themselves a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum, bring us to a 10 and 10. Suddenly we're getting quite competitive again.
A lot of the utility from Sick will be spent here. Barrier Orb and a Slow Orb. The Spike is a part of that play initially for Cloud9 Blue over towards A, but it really just feels like it comes down to where do Sentinels want to trust the operator to hold? And so far you could see it just right there. Shazam on the X-ray watching this cross into market. Tens and Dapper want to push forward. Mitch needs to take one with him here, if not maybe even lock everything up for both. But this whole play is just to free up Tens to play aggressive through mid.
Meanwhile, over towards A, the stars are coming down. There's a Nebula. That actually might help Cloud9 get into heaven, which is what they want to at this stage. They don't have control. They don't know what's happening over towards Fence, and Dapper could find a timing here if he's actually on the rope, but he's not. Looks like Cloud9 actually do want to play through the smoke itself. Yeah, Poise has eyes. Rolling Thunder's going to catch Zoms. Zoms could be in trouble. Has to come down a sec.
He finds the first. Poise was watching the back elbow check the entire way, so no chance for Sick to make a play. Now it's just down to Shazam. Only real opportunity for him is to get the lurking kill onto Mitch, who was able to lock down first blood, by the way, off screen, and Tens' position moved forward. Next one up will be capitalized, and now we go 10-10, and that's a really clean round from Cloud9 Blue. They hold on to a number of their weapons. They even get the spike planted, so the economy is well in tow for them. And they will have, what, maybe one more round they need to deal with for Sentinels to put them in an economical disadvantage.
And by the way, Leaf doesn't have eyes on Zoms. He just expects that Zoms will be playing there. Because Zoms, on this A site defense, he typically does anchor behind Blue. He's behind that screen. So, I mean, just clearing it out with a showstopper. You see the Rolling Thunder coming through. There's no way Zoms can have heroics. We all remember that one round where Rolling Thunder did come on through. Zoms and Sick still got kills, even though they were stunned up. Don't want to see a second of that. So, taking no chances. Straight away into the showstopper, and now 10 and 10 makes things, like I said, much more competitive. Can we get over towards B, though? Trying to get past the trap wise. This time the gravity wall, haven't seen if it's been used yet. It has to slow things down. With the ends down early, it's 5v4.
Dapper found a lot of damage, but no eliminations. Leaf, one more. That was the heroic rifle of Shazam that they were able to eliminate. Spike will be planted. Looking for a flawless. Zoms scouted out in the backside of B tower. Dealt with by Leaf. Paint shells just in case there's a second, but Sick on the judge will avoid any incoming damage, and now an opportunity maybe to find some exits through this angle. But there are contestants coming from behind, and there's a lot of them. First one finds it, second one will grab it. So at least some punish. It won't be a flawless for Cloud9, but they'll be fine as they get on to 11 and retake the lead.
It did drop the operator, though. Don't know if Poise wants to go back into it. Looks like maybe not. So it might be time for the C9 guys to forget about the up for now. Shazam, though, he's thinking about it for sure. We can one up this round. Cloud9 have retaken the lead in what feels like it's been a while. I mean, they've had the lead for a while. It's just that Sentinels had 6 in a row this half, and now that that streak has been broken, Cloud9 have started a streak of their own. Just a couple rounds now away from securing split and maybe taking us to a 4th map.
A 4th map would be Icebox. Just as a casual reminder. Early lockdown coming through. Zoms will have the ability to get away from this. Here comes the play forward for Cloud9, and well, Zoms tried to hold his ground, gets dealt with. Leaf still thinking about pushing forward. Paint shells and Boombot committed. And will he push through this? We'll try to. Spam shots coming through initially. Spike has not yet been planted, and as Shazam and Sick find some counter trades, there's still an opportunity here for Sentinels to actually contest this post plant very quickly. Neural Theft will come out. Zeta looking for the flash. Does get 2. Does he expect Sick to still be holding that same corner, though, is the real question. Nanostorm also coming out, but Tens finds elimination. Trying to work his way from the high ground. Zeta for a couple, and it just leaves things down to Floppy. 1v2 situation. The spike is still planted in his favor, but the resurrection comes through. The spam shot through the cloud burst will be good. Sick on 3, and Sentinels back to tying things at 11.
Honestly, Cloud9 just biting off more than they can chew on that round. They're trying to get very aggressive over towards screens, and after that fail, Zeta still wants to flash in, find something. Yeah, it's going to get the dash out of Shazam and get a bit more utility through. Poise diving in like that, that was definitely an overstep, and not the first time we've seen Poise maybe go a little bit too deep. The fact that there's a resurrection in here as well for Sick just means, you know, it's insult to injury. It's just an extra player alive. When Cloud9 don't have the members after kind of throwing bodies into screens, that will give an opportunity for Sentinels now to tie up once more. 11 and 11 on it so far. Still could be anyone's game. Ultimate advantage definitely in the favor of Sentinels though.
Pivotal gun round coming forward. Even with that win for Sentinels, you see Zoms is still on a Spectre, but the operator is in hand again for Shazam. Cloud9 looking to get a bit aggressive. They will pull up the ultimate orb. That's good for now the Rolling Thunder from Zeta to be earned fully. And even beyond that, a couple of tags on the Dapper will actually force the early healing orb from Sick to try to get him back to full health.
Question will be, where does the Rolling Thunder get played? Because
Yeah.
we've seen him use 2 Rolling Thunders over towards A, nothing towards B so far. Could be into heaven. In fact, it's looking like it. He's in Ramen, moving away. It'll be B most likely. Does Shazam want to push up any further though? Here we go. Rolling Thunder into heaven,
tower.
clears it. Paranoia follows through. Now have the entire control.
Shazam in a bit of trouble. Leaf trying to move forward. Floppy able to find first blood, but oh, it's a firing squad in the back. Boys able to at least respond to one in kind, so numbers still holding for Cloud9. Floppy, big 1v1 in the back. That will trap up Shazam pretty fully. Trying to get together for Zoms to maybe try to approach this 2v4, but as the spike is planted, look where the defense is now kind of going to have to clear. You've got all 4 members of Cloud9 sitting in corners.
It's just enough time to try it. Zoms will go for it. Pick up a gun, couple members right in front of him, one to the left as you check it. Floppy first up, gets the kill, and there it is. That is basically going to condemn Shazam to saving. Sentinels will have to play for the OT here, and honestly, Cloud9, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They're going to go for the chase here. Don't allow Shazam just to walk away with this gun. But to be fair, Shazam could just blaze from the next round, but the operator is very important for those opening frags, and if possible, take it away.
He's hearing the footsteps. Poise dealt with. Even dashing away. Still potential point of contact maybe with Floppy, but he's not going to push the issue. So, map point for Cloud9. A must win to extend this to a 4th map. Again, this is the team out of the upper bracket, losing both of their map selections of both Bind and Haven. This the first one that Sentinels have been able to choose. You take a look as far as what Sentinels can bring into the mix here defensively. It's very broken, we'll say that much.
Sitting on a ton of ultimates for Sentinels as well. But yeah, like I said, broken. I mean, this will have to be heroics from Shazam on the operator. Empress with Tens, though, could always go off.
There.
Especially if you're feeding into him. Tens playing counter flash currently. Notice the star again, that's very important. One gravity well pushing, here we go. Tens is ready. Tens has got to do it all.
He's able to find one, gets the dismiss. Sick is there for help. How have they managed it so cleanly? Second flash coming through. Ten's trying to spam to the cyber cage, but it's Sick who does get the trade for Dapper. Shazam is also committed the blades into the mix, but the opening engagements, Avril, you beautiful genius, you called that one perfectly. 4v2 situation, everything perfect for Sentinels on that setup.
I mean, the real genius is here, the way that Sentinels set that one up. I mean, again, Ten's playing anti-flash here, hiding in the corner. He knew the flash was going to come on in, and the gravity well, honestly, is the MVP. We talk about Zombs, we talk about the gravity well having maximum impact, and this is the road for Sentinels to take it to OT. Shazam with the operators already onto the line. This is going to be tough. First skill coming up. It should be a freebie. That's it. Mitch by himself now. 1 versus 4. Not feeling great for the chances. Will get Sick down. Can he get even more than that? will have to recover the spike, and Shazam is watching it. He kills Shazam, actually. So maybe the 1v2 could be on board, but 58 HP in limited time.
That sentry turret.
Recalling my boss.
How big was that placement? Get that back into the back pocket. Gonna need that again. This would be a 1v4 for Mitch.
It's a free plant.
It will be a free plant. He is hampered down to 58 health. That's the big problem I'm looking at here, Kev, is this health pool.
He'll get the plant. He can look for timings here. Your health pool is a bit of an issue. If you can get a timing for a couple of 1v1 isolations, that's how you take it. He has no idea where they're going to come from. Has eyes on Evan. Oh, all of this, the turret, the alarm bot, everything.
He's got the utility. There's the first one. Now the lockdown's been earned. He's going to set this one up as well. Zom's going to take the challenge and take it in hand. Nearly a 1v4 clutch up for Mitch. Turned aside at the last second. And we're going to go to overtime.
I mean, that was incredible. That was nearly Mitch saving the day for Cloud9. That would have been the fourth map for sure. It still could be. It's just OT. Neither team has won the map yet. But some mad heroics being shown by Sentinels, and that was an insane round as well. Up until, you know, we start with this play where Ten's in the perfect position. Shutting down the showstopper is huge. Dismissing away, and Poise turns his crosshair, tries to get the trade onto Ten's. That's when the rest of Sentinels strikes. So here we go. 2 rounds of madness to follow. We'll see how deep in the rabbit hole we get.
Placing swarm grenade.
Setups coming through for Mitch all over to the A site, in which keep an eye on where Sentinels are stacking. All 5 members will be hugging this barrier wall. But you do have Poise as part of this Cloud9 defense with it. Could get some electricity here off the start. It looks like both Cloud9 members also want to try to get some early control of A ramps. So will there be an opening flood coming through? Sentinels seem to say yes. They run right on in. All of the utility going to be exposed here for Cloud9. Spam shots are not largely going to connect with too much. The nanostorms will stall the play for now, and Cloud9 are quickly trying to rotate.
Rotations.
But still, Sentinels on the site looking for a quick plant. Sick is going to get this down.
So there's a lot of utility still remaining here as well. Can Leaf open up the account? Nope, not quite.
There.
Paint shells straight to the back of sight, you would imagine. Zom's in a great position underneath as well. This is going to be a hard one to crack. There's Paranoia. That's got to be the go.
Dapper is playing a deep, lurking role. He's just kind of toggling these vents, and well, how about it? The first couple of kills are decent. Dapper making his play now from behind, finds the 3rd straight kill for Sentinels. It's a 3v2 situation, some abbreviated health pools, but Sick playing with elevation, finds one. Poise not going to be able to clutch up the double. And that'll be 3 kills in the OT for Sick. There were a handful of rounds yesterday in overtime where Sick was clutch. Maybe some shades of yesterday coming to light here.
I mean, Sick has dropped 35 before. He's looking at 30 now. And this will be another insane Sick backpack play. Not quite so. I mean, you know, Tens is there with the 20.
Right there.
And don't mind Zoms down there at the 9. Look, the assist coming through from the gravity wells and all the rest on the RIOT, so that's been more than enough. So who cares about that scoreline? Sentinels now. This is tournament point.
Cloud9 heavily stacked in market. Opening slow or barrier orb placement to the middle of the map for Sick. Flash comes through just to make sure there's no cheeky angles being watched. Sick will read at least some information that there are. Yes, indeed. A couple of the members that are nearby. It will force Tens to come over to assist if required. Spike is still not a part of this, though. Still dropped over through Ramen, so this will likely be a delayed push coming through for Cloud9. They will take control of vents, though, as Poise moves forward after the flashpoint allows them the chance to control mid-map.
They get through into heaven, though. Again, that star's going to be pretty annoying, and Tens can play off it. That combo's been pretty deadly. Sick will take down Floppy, so that's going to be the lurk taken care of. Nothing to talk about over towards A. Straight towards heaven. Can it get done? Dapper for a couple of kills, and that might be it. 5 versus 2, Cloud9. That could be the tournament over.
Tens will fall, though. Mitch trying to keep the play alive. It's Zoms and Dapper working together. Aftershock will push them out. Zeta going to be good for 2. This would be a 1v3 for him, but not going to happen. Bulls on parade. Sick finds the final kill. Sentinels in